everybody. I promised you that when I was on my call today with Tim, I was going to convince him to do a little recording, a little snippet, so that you could kind of get an idea of what was coming your way. So Poshabilities team, meet Tim Dudley, the founder of A Man Named Tim. So Tim,
Yeah,
meet the Poshabilities team.
I'm excited to meet the Poshabilities team.
I'm excited to share you with them. But what they don't know, Tim, you and I have been working on creating an exclusive training for the Poshabilities team. And we're going to roll it out to the leaders first in San Diego that first week in February, on February 6th. So over this call, let's just give them a little snippet of why that's come to life, why it started, kind of the commonalities that you and I share, and some of those other things that we know from experience will really help them grow their business. We actually met because Tim's assistant, Haley, is one of our Poshabilities teammates. It wasn't too long after she and I had chatted for a couple hours that she said, "You have to meet Tim Dudley," which I did because Haley set that up, orchestrated it. Tim and I spent a couple hours chatting, and again, it was so easy to see we are so on the same page. Tim, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, where you came from, your experience? What led you to start A Man Named Tim?
Well, I grew up in Canada in a small town, and I always wanted more. You know, I was in this little town, but I always kind of had this feeling like I could do more and I could be more, and I kind of carried that through my life. When I was in this small town, I had really bad headaches. Had no solution to them. I ended up seeing a chiropractor, which was kind of against the rules in my house because all of my uncles were medical doctors. But he began to adjust me, and what happened is my headaches got better. And I said, there's something to this that was kind of in line with what I knew growing up, is that I had something special inside of me. When I got adjusted, it unlocked something that made me feel so much better. So I went the black sheep route, which has kind of been my theme in my life. Whatever everybody else is doing, I always wanted to do the opposite. So I went to chiropractic school, and I had a lot of people try and talk me out of it. And as I went there, I started to learn more about the amazing abilities that our body has to be healthy. And if we could just get rid of the interference, we could achieve amazing things physically. So I've spent the last 17 years as a chiropractor helping remove the blocks to people's health so they could physically enjoy a better life. There's a part of me that has wanted to help people unlock their ability to not only create a healthy lifestyle, but to literally create miracles in their lives in all aspects.
I love it. It reminds me of an experience that I had recently. I love hearing you talk about that magnificent and even to the point of being miraculous power inside of you, and just the recognition of doing things, realizing that you could do things that were amazing. And it's the recognition of that I kind of want to focus on. And I have a daughter who's a phenomenal soccer player. She doesn't even get how magnificent she is. Everybody else sees it, right? I see it. Her siblings all see it. They're incredibly jealous. You watch her play on the field, and she gets into almost this altered state of, let's call it flow or brilliance or magnificence or whatever you want to talk about. Her high school coach has coached for 27 years, and he's sent people to the Big Ten universities. He's placed people all over the U.S. on college teams. But he told me not too long ago that hands down, Brecken was the best player he's ever coached in his whole career, in his whole life. Here's why I want to tell you this story. Brecken can't see it. Brecken doesn't get it. Every single time she comes off the field, and this is where it breaks my heart, every single time, even when she's had a magnificent game, she'll come off and say, I did not play very well. Man, I could have done better. And we're all like, were we at the same game here? She's been pursued by several university coaches. You know, she's got all these people looking at her. But Brecken decided last year that she wasn't going to play soccer in college. She wasn't going to play soccer anymore because Brecken couldn't see the potential that everyone else could see.
She might just need to take a little breather.
She might. And I'm not really.
You know, that's actually part of one of the things that I talk about is to really enter that magic. I mean, she's already found flow and found the zone and found that just by what she's done so far and who she's been. But to kind of enter that last final, that 2%, that box of just amazing things, sometimes we need to kind of come back down and go to base camp before we go up Everest. I mean, I look back when I went to college, I decided I wanted to become a cowboy. And I went through some brutal stuff, but I ended up achieving a high level and becoming a national champion. And I did the same thing she did. I was like, okay, I don't think I want to do that anymore. But I look back now and the process that I went through, just like the process she's gone through, I've been able to apply that to becoming a father of 5 kids, to growing a business.
Exactly. I love it. You know what else I know too? I know that just like I can see with Brecken, there's this level of genius that lies inside every single one of us, right? But that's why you and I connected so much, because I have the ability to see gifts in other people, and that's where their genius lies. And I just want to teach them to not only find that gift, to recognize it and embrace it, because that's where they do the miraculous stuff like you were talking about.
Yeah.
And I think, Tim, we call that, or you call that maybe, their fascination advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tim introduced me to the fascination advantage, and I actually got to take a fascination advantage assessment. We've had so much fun with that. I loved it. It was so revealing. And I want to give this to my team. So tell them what it is.
Okay.
Tell them why it's so powerful, significant, and important, and what they can look forward to.
Okay, let me give you a little backstory. So about 3 to 4 years into my chiropractic business, on the outside, I looked like I had this phenomenal practice. And I really did. I mean, I did. But on the inside, I was miserable. I was 25, 30 pounds overweight. I didn't want to go into the office. I neglected emotionally my family, and I wanted to be done. I had been following this template of what people thought that I should do and what they thought that I should say, because if I did it like they did it, I would get the results that they got. And I did get results, but at a huge expense. And I stopped and said, I've got to be me in this practice. I've got to be authentic. I basically went on a mission from that point to putting myself and my spin into this chiropractic practice. And it turned into, instead of just getting results, it became one of those things where I not only got results, I went home after work energized instead of depressed and tired and exhausted. And I knew that a key to this was 2 keys, really. One, you need to follow your own gut and your own inspiration when it comes to your business. The second thing is you need to be yourself. Because when you're yourself, something crazy happens. You become magnetic. You become fascinating. You actually enter a state of flow. You're being yourself and you're talking to somebody, their brain actually goes into a state of flow and they become connected to you and they want to learn more about you and they want to be around you. And that's basically been my life, is to try and figure that out. And in July, I was listening to a podcast by someone named Sally Hogshead. And she wrote the book. It's called How the World Sees You. And authenticity is kind of a tough one. You know, we can always say be yourself, being authentic is good. But what I found is that there wasn't a lot of tools out there to kind of help you find what your secret sauce is. I've used a lot of tests in my business. I've used DISC, I've used Myers-Briggs, I've used Strengths
Mm-hmm.
Finders, but all those tests are how you see the world. Whereas this test is how the world sees you, which is very, very different. And not only how the world sees you, but how the world sees you at your best.
As you're talking, I'm thinking about all the different applications for my Poshabilities teammates. It's not just about finding your own flow, right? And discovering your own genius. It's about recognizing it in others.
Mm-hmm.
And we work in a business where we share. We share products, we share experience, we share opportunity. You know, that is when the more we share, the more success we have. And so being able to see these types of things in other people, I see as something super powerful for my people to be able to really skyrocket their business.
The one tool that I love the most is called Anthem Creation.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
I mean, the Anthem Creation is really what I think where this test really, really pays off. Because a lot of the information is really good, and you can communicate with people better based upon what you get from that. But the Anthem Creation is literally magic because it's going to give you a tagline for yourself. Just like a business like Nike has, just do it. You know,
Right.
I mean, everybody knows, and it just fits them.
Right.
But if we can come up with one for ourselves that we can use as a North Star, mine is unorthodox approach. Because everything that I want to find a better way, but I want to find a way that maybe we've missed or can just give us an edge or get us over the edge. So when I live through my anthem, I'm going to be fascinating to people because I'm living from, you know, that place, which is me. And so as we go through this process, we're going to find a tagline for you, your anthem.
I cannot wait.
It's just so cool. When I've done the process with other people, the best part is at the end when we all say our anthem. The look on people's faces when they've found those words. And basically those words are two things. They're how you're different from other people and what you do best. You know, so many systems out there are trying to get us to be like other people. Whereas this system, what I love about it is it wants you to be you. And by being more of yourself, you're actually more attractive to others.
It's crazy. It's so real. It's so powerful. What else, Tim, would you tell them, just kind of to sum it all up? What else would you say that would be like, you know, get them excited? Because here's the other thing. These are going to be my leaders in San Diego that are going to come and have access to you first.
Yeah.
But we want to give everybody else access to that because we think that this is what's going to get them to that leadership level. So what would be your anthem for our training? You got 10 seconds to give us an anthem for San Diego.
You really did put me on the spot. Phenomenal leadership.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, that is what we have to look forward to.
There's a principle that we're going to go over there called narrow the gap. And what that is that's narrowing the gap between where you're at, wherever that might be, and what you're capable of. And give you steps to be able to take that gap and make it narrower and narrower until you're really literally getting miraculous results.
I'm super excited. And I want everyone to know, too, there's going to be no pain or suffering or anything.
I'm so glad. I think that's why you and I hit it off. It shouldn't be painful. It should be fun.
Exactly.
You know? It should be fun.
Exactly. This is what you guys have to look forward to. Tim Dudley, the fascination advantage, the anthem building, and putting that element of really authentic fun into your business. And if you do this, you're going to get results. I know it. I've lived it myself. And I've had, you know, the benefit, obviously, of spending that time in person with you. I'm excited to share that same experience and benefit with my team. I hope they come excited. I hope they come bringing everything to the table. On that note, I'll tell you guys, thank you. I hope you can't wait. I hope you're excited and more good stuff from Tim Dudley to come.